Hey guys, I'm Koko. Today I wanted to showcase a couple of RimWorld mods for 2020 that you might have never used or even heard of, but once you play with them, you'll never want to get rid of them again. These are not huge game-changing mods, but rather small quality of life improvements or funny additions that are gonna make your life on the Rim easier or potentially harder. Note that I'm not affiliated with any of the mod creators and I'm not promoting these mods because I was asked to. All of these mods are mods that I enjoy playing with and have done so for a while. In fact, if you watched any of my playthroughs in the past, then you've probably seen most of these mods in action before. Also, you can find links to all of these mods on Steam Workshop in the description below. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Let's begin with Better Spots mod. This is a simple mod that adds cool looking models for the original spots, like Crafting Spot and Butcher Spot. You might be using those a lot in the early game, and it certainly helps to have something pretty to look at, instead of a generic square in the ground. It also makes them easier to find. You can also make your cool party tavern look even better with a new party spot, or your beautiful church just perfect with that amazing looking married spot. There's also a packing spot for your caravans, and if you're using the trading spot mod, there are also a new graphic for that one. All in all, a tiny mod that makes the game look just a bit better. I always found the original spot graphics a bit lacking, especially for married spots. Having an ugly square on the ground in your perfectly built chapel is just wrong. Have you played too much Factorio lately? Do you want to just take a moment to play a nice chill game of RimWorld? Well, how about both? Industrial Rollers mod adds conveyor belts to the game, allowing you to easily and quickly transport massive amounts of goods from one place to another. There are rollers, underground belts, in-wall belts, and splitters, allowing you to transport your goods exactly to the spot you want. You can use underground belts to easily get around obstacles. In-wall belts will work as a regular wall, regaining room temperature and support the roof, and splitters will equally split the belt in two and can filter out certain items and send them in another direction. There's also pullers, there's pushers, and there are grow zone pullers, allowing you to construct advanced roller setups and fully mechanize your colony's production lines. Pullers will pull select items from any stockpile on an editable interval. Pushers will grab items off belts and redirect them to a different route, store items into containers, or even refuel generators. Grow zone pullers will grab anything harvested from the connected grow zone and send the fresh food directly to your fridge. There's hundreds of uses for industrial rollers, whether you use them in massive mechanized bases or just for that one grow zone on the side. It's a great mod that plays well with others, and it's well worth a try. I always wanted to know what exactly my colonists are thinking. What jokes are they telling each other, or what insults they fling at their rivals? Of course, you can always check the social log, but that gets tedious very fast. Not anymore. Introducing Interaction Bubbles, a mod that lets you see your pawn's social interactions as you play. Whenever they perform a social action, a tiny bubble will pop up above their heads with a text that you can otherwise find only in the social log. They are tied to the game speed, so on speed 3 you might have a bit of a problem reading them, but you can always slow down or even pause to read about how Jerry tried to woo Beth by comparing her to an obese buffalo. It's a fun little mod that never gets old, especially when you just want to have a chill, relaxed RimWorld game and enjoy Tynan's amazing social interaction system at play. If you're like me and you play with a couple hundreds of mods, then your research tab is going to get messy pretty fast, with tiles overlapping each other and sometimes taking you tons of time to even find that new mod you've just added. All that is made easier by ResearchPal. This mod reworks how your research tab looks. All the research, even that added by mods, is neatly labeled and split down into a nice tree that is easy to look at, and it tells you exactly what you'll unlock. It also adds a search button, lets you queue research so your main scientist never goes idle, and if your trees get too big, it allows you to zoom in and out and easily pan around. ResearchPal is easily one of the best quality of life mods out there, and I very much recommend you to check it out. If you ever played Prison Architect, then you must have used their amazing blueprint system that lets you copy and quickly build pretty much anything you want. With the Blueprints mod, you can do the same thing in the RimWorld. Do you want to build a row of bedrooms for the whole colony? Just build one and then copy and paste it as many times as you want. Blueprints will remember everything: walls, floors, lights, tables, everything that is owned by the colony. You can rename your blueprints and also save them for future use by exporting them and then importing them later on to another save. Just be careful if you're using different mods between the playthroughs. They can also be rotated around, and by holding down Shift, you can place down plans to easily plan out future base expansions. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of Blueprints mod before or even used it yourself, but if you haven't yet, then it's certainly one of those mods that allow you to easily build huge bases that focus on symmetry and beauty and are not a mess like my usual colonies. I'm afraid not even Blueprints can help me. Early in the game, you'll often end up building your whole base out of a mishmash of materials that are just lying around. But wood walls will not protect you from any raider in the long run, and there always comes a time when you want to upgrade. But in the base game, it can be pretty tedious to do so. You have to destroy walls, rebuild them, and if you're not careful, you might even have a roof collapse on the heads of your builders. All that is made easier by Replace Stuff, a mod which does exactly what the name suggests. It lets you replace walls right on the spot, upgrade things like doors and beds, and build overwall coolers, so you don't need to break the walls for your fridge. It will also let you set build orders right on top of a mountain, and your builders will go mine it all out before they build the walls. Just be careful, they do love to get stuck. Replace Stuff is just one of those mods that once you add it, you kinda forget it's there, but you use it constantly as you build your colonies, and playing without it just makes you feel like you're missing an arm. Another mod that lets you change the layout of your base painlessly is MinifyEverything. The mod lets you basically uninstall every single item, wall, door, workbench, anything, and then reinstall it in another spot. That way you can easily reconstruct your whole base. There's nothing more annoying than having to deconstruct a workbench just because you want to move it one tile to the left. Of course, the mod can be considered game-breaking and cheesy, but watching your frail grandpa hold the whole geothermal generator around can be quite funny as well. I've been using MinifyEverything for years now, and building a colony without it, it's just not something I can imagine anymore. Have you ever wanted a better visual representation of apparel your colonists are wearing? Do you like role-playing games? Look no further. RPG-style inventory changes the default inventory screen with the one that resembles those from classic role-playing games. It makes it easy to see what your colonists are wearing at a glance. You can see which slots they have equipped the items in, and if you're using mods that add extra equipment slots like boots, rings, and necklaces, it will show those too. Apparel quality is also easily recognizable by the color of the border. Normal is going to be blue, good is green, excellent is purple, and so on. It also displays a tiny icon to denote if the item is tainted because it was worn by a corpse or if it's forced. If you ever get bored of the RPG style inventory, you can switch back to the default screen with just a click of a button. But once you get used to it, you'll never really want to switch back again. Next on the list is one of my favorite UI mods. RimHUD changes the way the default HUD looks in the game and expands on it with detailed information about the selected characters. It makes it easier to see at a glance if your character is going hungry, their mood, how rested they are, and also a nice breakdown of all of their skills, so you don't need to always open up the character panel to find out if your pawn is good at shooting or not. You can also hover over any of the detailed stats to see the breakdown of why your colonists might be getting close to a major break risk, or how much experience points they need to reach the next level in crafting or cooking. You can also tweak what is displayed and how it looks by accessing HUD options. It might be a bit overwhelming to look at the start, but once you get used to it, RimHUD is one of those mods you won't be able to play without ever again. Let's finish this list with one of the most hilarious yet at the same time useful mods I ever played with. Plant Human is a mod that lets you do exactly what it says, plant humans. You get the option to plant a wildling cocoon, which works the same as any other plant. You don't need any special skills for it, and once it's mature, it will produce a wildling man or woman, which you can then attempt to tame and have them join your colony, arrest them and treat them as a prisoner, or hunt them for food. It can work as an easy way to recruit many colonists or start working on those sweet human leather dusters. We all know you want to wear one. That's all I've prepared for today. I hope you found some of these mods interesting and that you're going to check them out. I know there's hundreds, if not thousands of RimWorld mods out there that deserve to be mentioned, so I'd be interested to hear your top 10 lists of lesser known mods. Post them in the comments below or join my Discord channel where we can discuss your picks. Also, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. You can also join my heavily story-focused playthrough where we follow the adventures of the Grey Mouse Company who are trying to extract a valuable prisoner off the planet, and you can submit your character and their story to join them. But for now, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.